Start planning today to celebrate the 40th Equip Exposition Trade Show this October 17th through the 20th in Louisville, Kentucky. Expo is the best place for landscapers to find the latest equipment, tools, and technology to get more productive and efficient. And then you can go into our 30-acre demo yard and test the products for yourself. Explore new business opportunities in one of our 50-plus education sessions and learn firsthand from experts in landscaping, hardscaping, irrigation, pool installation, tree care, and outdoor lighting. And don't miss the new Thursday night arena concert with Third Eye Blind and Dylan Scott. Also, there's our UTV test track and our main stage events with top-notch speakers like Brian Fullerton, all for just $25 per person if you register during our early bird sale. And you can even save 50% off that price with the coupon code BRIAN.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, guys, super excited about talking about all things snow plowing, snow removal, snow contracts, ice management logs, and so much more on today's quick introduction podcast for getting started with snow plowing. Now, the reason I wanted to just spend a few minutes with you guys on this topic today is over the weekend, we launched Lawntrepreneur Academy live tickets, which is our live event, actually just like last Wednesday, and a bunch of tickets sold between Wednesday through Sunday. And while you guys were there visiting the website to get your ticket there, I noticed quite a few folks were purchasing their snow resources like contracts and training courses. And so I thought, wow, it's crazy that snow courses and contracts are already selling, which is super awesome, super cool. Thank you for the support, of course, and the purchase. It's mid-July as we're recording this podcast real time, and snow is just around the corner. In fact, I've got 3 new commercial sites to bid for snow that are new commercial sites this year for lawn and landscaping, obviously. And we got to shift gears to get that snow contract out for them, including 1 or 2 bids that I did not earn. I still want to bid those sites for snow, kind of a second chance, Hail Mary. And then, of course, the 15 other sites that we still manage, including also a handful of sites that we are subcontracting. We've got 5 sites now that we subcontract. So snow is like the conversation already going around in my brain mentally. And then we got to get that pen to paper and start getting those submitted here by the first part of August is usually my goal. Well, really quickly, over the weekend, like I said, a lot of those were selling, and I just couldn't get to making a podcast over the weekend. We were actually at Together in the Trades, a summit for couples in business. That is the marriage conference that we co-host with Caleb and Brittany Allman. And wow, I mean, just an exciting event, crazy awesome turnout. We had 125 people there at Big Sky, Montana. If you've never been out west or towards Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, that whole Pacific Northwest area, absolutely beautiful. Okay. Liz and I have recently, went to Park City once or twice. That was beautiful. I can only imagine what it looks like there in the summer. We normally go there in January in the winter. But man, Big Sky, Montana, crazy high peaks, 12,000 elevation almost with the mountains there. A couple different ski lifts going up, crazy bike trails going down. Just an awesome, awesome area. Very quiet, very peaceful, very beautiful. A great place to have a retreat for the marriage conference. And so if you guys were there, you know that it was a banger. We had Kayla and Brittany Allman share, Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings share. Liz and I had shared a couple other great guest speakers that we brought in, the credentialed. We have Jeff Joyner and brought his wife, Kathy. They're actual motivational speakers and communicators. Jeff's going to be our keynote at LAL this year. And we had Brad and Tammy Miller that run a marriage counseling and restoration and coaching business for marriage called Tandem, Tandem, like tandem on a bike, Tandem Marriage. And everybody just did an amazing job. And we had a poker run for like an activity day. We had some homework to, study overnight, if you will, like some Q&As from one of the guest speakers. So tons of conversations, tons of working on your marriage. Liz and I, honestly, we're filled up. Our cup runneth over, if you will. And we're super excited about implementing a bunch of the stuff that we learned this weekend and just really kind of taking our marriage more serious, deepening the intimacy, deepening the relationship, working on your communications. A lot of great takeaways that we took from all the great speakers. Well, again, to go full circle, that's what we've been doing the last couple of days. So if you can tell, my voice is a little rough. Total side note, and Liz and I are going to probably do a Friday episode, hopefully if we can get some babysitter help. Of course, we took our mother-in-law, my mother-in-law, over to Big Sky with us for 4 or 5 days, and 6 days, which actually ended up turning into 7 days because we missed our connection. Wasn't our fault. So we ended up having to spend the night in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is a whole nother story. I have to get on the phone with Delta later because they owe me about $1,000 in reimbursement fees. It's just a wild 24 hours. So literally we finally got back in on Monday midnight, and with 202 and no luggage because it all got shipped to Detroit. As you can imagine, that was a rough last 24 to 36 hours. Okay. So that was the last, couple of days going on in our life. But like I said, I didn't want to eclipse the fact that just since last Wednesday, when we released and dropped Lawntrepreneur Academy live tickets, over 106 tickets have been sold. The masterclass with Corey Ballard and Sam Gemble is already sold out. And I think there's like 7 tickets left for the other breakout session, first time ever with Jeff Joyner. Okay, he's going to be doing sales and communication training, and he's launching his new book, and he's going to do a roundtable for 3 hours as well, just like Corey and Sam are doing in a different room. That's on Sunday. That's an additional ticket. So I just want to say a big thank you, by the way, to all of you guys that have purchased your Lawntrepreneur Academy live ticket. 106 people within the first not even full week is really stout, really strong. Last year, I think we were something at like 60 or 70. Okay, so just to show you the upward trend of like selling an additional 30% more tickets is a great thing. I'm so excited about that. Last year, we were flat year over year for LAL. We had like 325 people there, but we also had that in 2021 or whatnot. And I said this year, we got the room for 300. And we have, capacity to go to 400 in that room. It's a big room. And I'm not going to do like a FOMO thing, come one, come all. That's all we got. No, we'll sell tickets to the last minute. I have no shame there because I want to make sure we get every cheek in the seat that we can to help you guys grow. So any which way, let's talk about snow here in just a quick second. I'm going to get a good old sip of water. We'll just talk a little bit about some of the snow resources that we have available to you guys today. If you guys are looking to get into snow plowing, learn the X's and O's, learn how to bid, price, and quote, need some good contracts. We've sold quite a few of all the above. And you know what? We're learning every single day with snow ourselves. Okay. It's our sixth or seventh season now. We started in 2017, 18, 19, 20. So we're like 7 years into this thing, 6 or 7 years into this thing. And we've made a gob of money with snow. We have done pretty well. I'd say our business doubled alone just because of the snow work that we added in the first 36 months. Okay. There's that much money on the table with snow. But of course, you can also lose your shirt in snow as well because the equipment is very expensive. Salt is very expensive. You have a lot of things to measure. You have a lot of things to get right. And frankly, there's a lot of opportunity to have a big upside in snow. And there's also a lot of risk that you need to hedge in case you don't get any snow. And I'll give you a quick, for instance, glaring example. Last year for the Midwest, it was very, very tough in snow. So I've heard some companies that do 10 million that were down 50% because it just didn't frankly snow. And also folks in the New England states and Ohio, Pennsylvania area and Jersey, like they did not get but one plow event and maybe one salt event. Okay. Like we're talking that did not go very well for some folks. Now, again, it's all predicated on your agreements. It's all predicated on your contract. So that's why I want to get into it a little bit today. We'll do another deep dive here maybe in another month talking about specifics about how we do snow work. I did do an episode like that last fall. So maybe go back to like November if you're kind of going back through the library of podcasts. I give away the farm about exactly how we bid, how we charge, how we price, how we use a formula to come up with all of our snow pricing. So that would have been, maybe episode 400s, 450s, maybe time frame. Check back like last year, November, and that'll help get you guys up to speed. But that being said, maybe you guys are new to the show, or maybe you're just, you browse the website, maybe you saw them and you're like, hey, are those for me? Can I implement those in my business? What do they do? What do they look like? That's what I wanted to cover for just a couple quick minutes here on today's podcast. I am going to take a quick sip of water. We're going to hear from some of the show sponsors and announcements. I've got the good old Blood Orange Uptime, which, by the way, one of you guys sent me a case of that to our P.O. box from Amazon, which I'm really grateful for new baby Crew, who's doing great. He's about 13 weeks now. He's almost, 3 months, something like that. And the smiliest, happiest, go-luckiest baby you've ever seen. And my daughter, Emmy, 23 months. She is happy little camper. She's doing great. Mama's doing great. So I just want to say thank you for the uptime. I'm going through them like crazy. It's pretty much the only thing that's been keeping us going up until trades. And now we're able to kind of shift gears a little bit, get ready for Equip and LAL, and just produce content for you guys, man. Just help you guys win. So that's what we got going on right now. Let's do this really quick. We're going to take a little commercial break, hear from today's show sponsors and announcements, and then we're going to talk all things snow. Hang tight.
Looking to outfit your trailer with the best racks in the industry? Head over to Equipment Defender. Be secure, look professional, be organized, stop thieves and damage in their tracks. Equipment Defender has racks for backpack blowers, trimmers, gas cans, backpack sprayers, and more. Stay organized, stay secure with Equipment Defender. All Equipment Defender racks work in either open or enclosed trailers. Get secure and organized today at equipmentdefender.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Equipment Defender.
This is your invitation to Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023 in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 11th. The lineup is power-packed. You won't want to miss it. Learn from incredible speakers like Leroy Maines, Keith Kalfas, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Sam Gimble, Weston Zimmerman, and Jeff Joyner, just to name a few. Tickets are on sale now at the early bird registration price of $197. And hurry, because seating is limited to just 300. Now through August 31st, purchase the whole ball of wax and receive a free ticket to LAL 2023, a $200 value. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll be added to our private Facebook group where you can network with other attendees, get access to the discounted hotel room block, and get the inside scoop for the Friday night party, brought to you by Kohler. Thank you to this year's sponsors, Xmark, Sure Track Trailers, Yard Book, and Boss Snowplow for helping to bring this incredible event to life. We can't wait to see you November 11th, Novi, Michigan, at Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023. Get your ticket today at lawntrepreneur.academy.com or use the link in the podcast description. Lawntrepreneur Academy Live.
All right, guys, let's jump right back into it here. Super excited about talking about the snow resources that we have at lawntrepreneur.academy.com and just giving you guys the lay of the land about what's there. We'll go into a deeper dive later, like I was alluding to, about each resource and everything that you guys can use them with. And in fact, we've got 2 more resources that we're going to be dropping later this fall. Actually, 3 resources, but that's a whole other story. I'm not even going to get into them just yet. I'm going to just leave that as a little tease because we do have some stuff here that we're working on frantically to get it all done. One actually is done. I had it sandbagged since last year, December. We got it done, and then the season was already going, so it didn't make sense to make a big launch about it. So, but I will tell you this, in another month, we'll have at least 1 resource ready to go, and probably in 2 months, we'll have 2 resources ready to go. And then Mike Bedell and I are going to be filming and putting together resource number 3 as we go into this fall, winter. As you guys can imagine where we're going to come from with that, i.e. probably talking salt. So any which way, 3 more resources come in this fall. So by the way, there's a quick promo for the whole ball of wax. If you haven't checked out lawntrepreneur.academy.com, our whole ball wax is the all-in bundle. It's everything on the website. And last I tried to add it up, it was like $4,500 worth of content, materials, marketing materials, postcard designs, every course, every contract, all that stuff, for like $1,500, which is a fantastic deal. People are like, hey, should I franchise out of business? Or, hey, it cost me $40,000 to start a Jimmy John's, or $250,000 to start a Jimmy John's. What do you think about the whole ball of wax? I'm like, bro, $1,500 turnkey. You have a lawn and landscape company outside of the equipment that you get. And then after that, it's just work ethic. Okay. Like that's insane. $1,500. And we give you a franchise in a box, if you will, without a franchising fee or any of that nonsense. Okay. So super great value, super excited about the whole ball of wax, lifetime updates, lifetime upgrades. So if we get a couple more resources coming this fall and you already have that, then you get those access to those courses and resources for free, including all the people that already own the whole ball of wax, which is a bunch of you guys out there. So thank you for real for supporting that. What I wanted to talk about was, if you go to the snow section of the website, there is about 5 or so resources that we have right now. Number one, I wanted to just mention that we have the number one sellers, which are obviously the commercial and residential snow contracts. Now, we have the commercial contract in a per push fashion and then also prepay fashion. And then the residential contract, it's a per push fashion and then a preload fashion. Some of you guys were looking for one where, hey, can I load up like, let's say it's $50 a push, and obviously that's very cheap, but let's say it's $250 the customer prepays, and so they load up 5 pushes, and then once they get down to 1, they can reload another 4. You can charge their card or invoice them $200 more, and you can reload 4 at a time, whatever. That's totally fine too. Other folks, they just wanted to have a flat rate, contract where it's, $875 for the season or $1,500 for the season, unlimited pushes. Awesome. You can use the residential for that as well. And so that's the 2 residentials, is the prepay one and then the per push or like load up type of one. So you get both templates in the residential and you get both templates in the commercial. Now the commercial, it's a couple different sections. Number 1 is all the customer info. Number 2 is all the pricing. Number 3 is all the salt. Number 4 is all the additional equipment, which would be in addition to, God forbid, there's some crazy event or you need to bring in extra equipment on site. That would be in addition to. And then number 5 is like all the legalese and the different sections there. And number 6 is the section for sign off. Okay. It's a very, very simple 2-page document. Folks, we've secured hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of snow work with these contracts. We made these up. These are ours. I built these. These are a lot of effort. We did use Mike Bedell's snow contracts to work off of, I should say, to have the foundation, and then we expanded on them quite a bit through putting them through our legalese and making sure that all of the X's and O's are correct in all the enforcement of all the above, and making sure that they're very, very solid, very, very robust. They already were pretty good with Bedell, but I just personalized them and made them how I wanted to make them sound, which made them a little bit more broad appealing for most of you guys listening in. So arguably, they are downloadable and turnkey. So customer calls you up. They got a facility, a commercial account. They have a strip mall. Maybe they have a fast food chain. Maybe you get some company that calls you up and they want to sub out some different sites. You can use that contract. You can use a subcontractor agreement. We sold quite a few subcontractor agreements just last week, like 3 of them, which was really, really awesome. So if you guys are starting to sub out work, maybe consider those for your business. And again, it's $100, $300, $400, here's and there's. But I will tell you, the cool thing about Lawntrepreneur Academy is the ability to scale the cost and pass those savings along to you guys listening in. It's not designed to, make $1 million here. Okay. It's the idea is these were the resources we were using in our business. And as I grew the YouTube channel and as I grew our business that you guys saw on the YouTube channel, a lot of people said, well, hey, how are you hiring people? I'm like, well, you use an application. Like, well, where did you get an application? And I said, well, we made ours. And they said, well, can I get it? And before I just used to give stuff away because I'm like, what a person would ask every 2 months. We were nobodies, right? And then I just realized, okay, well, if I spend a lot of time and money on these and, I got $500 in lawyer fees or, design fees or whatever, well, then let's throw them on a website, sell it for $30, and then hundreds of people can download it. And my $500 or $5,000 or $10,000, cost to build something like this can just be, what's the best way to say it? Passed on to you guys for $100 versus you having to spend $5,000, you can spend $100, and then we can sell 100 copies and make our money back and make some profit. I mean, it's really that simple. It's nothing really that fancy. But I will tell you this. The commercial and the residential contracts, the snow contracts, are the number 2 seller outside of our commercial lawn care contract at Lawntrepreneur Academy. So long story short, if you are starting to bid sites, residential or commercial, those would be your go-to. Okay. By the way, I think if you use promo code podcast, you might be able to save 10% on everything site-wide. I think that code is still active. So there you go. It's $10 off, even better. Talking more snow, those commercial contracts are what we send out to all of our commercial sites. We don't plow an ounce of snow, residential or commercial, without somebody being under contract. And I will just tell you guys, be very, very cautious of, hey, $750 in cash, or even if you invoice, but just sending somebody $750, they send you $750 and you're like, hey, I got your driveway for the season. Don't do handshake deals with snow. Don't do side hustle deals with snow. Don't do one-off pushes, necessarily. Well, somebody waves you down. Hey, can you knock out my driveway? And you're like, $80. Okay, sure, that's fine. And I'm not saying everybody needs to be under contract, but man, God forbid you do that one person for, $80 cash. You back drag their driveway 3 or 4 times, push it into the street or the boulevard, whatever. And then they say, hey, you come spring, their concrete's all messed up. And they say, hey, you were the one that did that. And you're like, no, bro, there's no way. And they said, yeah, 100% way. And then it's going to go down to who's got more means to make this thing happen, or who's got more skin in the game, or who's got more, balls to fight back is probably the best way I can say it. And he's going to say, well, I want 10 grand for a new concrete driveway. And you go, dude, there's no way that was us. But how do you not know it wasn't you? I mean, because obviously it wasn't you. But at the end of the day, it's he said, she said. And you find out that guy's a corporate attorney, or some big wig, or he has more means, or is just a red ant, and he's gonna come at you. That's why you have to have good contracts, okay? And by the way, my quick introduction to snow was I got my new truck in 2017. Folks, I had never plowed an ounce of snow. Now, I had watched hundreds of plow videos on YouTube with Stanley Dirt Monkey and many other great folks. And I was watching truck review channels and trucks and Googling. I mean, dude, I was on blogs and forums from, 99 all the way to 2015, trying to learn hundreds of hours of the right trucks, the right setup, all this mess. And all of that helped me to get our first plow truck in 2017, that red F-250 Thunder, as a lot of you guys know. And that was a life-changing event for us. I mean, a game-changer event for us. The truck was like 58 grand. The plow, I remember, was 7,500. I paid cash for that. But Liz and I literally cried. I mean, there's a whole story there, and a lot of you guys know it. But that was like our first big deal truck, and that allowed us to plow snow commercially. We had just started picking up 4, maybe 5 commercial sites, and they were asking for snow. And I'm like, before that, all I did was do residential snow blowing, with a couple snow blowers. And we would do 40, 50 driveways with snow blowers and make, $20 a driveway back in the day. It should have been 50, but I'd still make 400, 800, $1,000 cash, snowstorm, and snowstorm, snows 10 times, let's say, in Michigan. And, that was a good 10 grand, let's say, that really helped bridge the gap to keep the lights on and the bills paid for my small business, just a handful of years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, folks. Most people can relate to a 4-year window and 4-year span because you've done high school, you've done college, right? And those are typically 4-year, maybe 5-year if you're a super senior, high school or college, I guess. But it was just a couple of minutes ago that we got started doing all this. And that's how much we've learned, we've implemented, we've grown. I've sat at the feet of all of the best, from Troy Clogs to the Sour Snows to Mike Bedell to Corey Ballard's folks. I've asked a lot of questions. Glacier Snow, I've talked to them. Dude, a lot of people about snow. And of course, a lot of you guys, how are we doing this? I talked to Logan Manning, Earth Advocate. He's got a great snow business down in Ohio. Okay. So what we're talking about is great. It's working. It's relevant. It's practical. It's making money. I got folks from Minnesota, folks to Canada, all over the place that are using all of the resources, and they're killing it. They were killing it before, and we poured gas on the fire, and they're killing it even more with all the resources, okay? So let's go back really quick to the mentality of getting into snow. I remember going to Weingart's and saying, hey, can I get 0% on the snow, or on the snowplow? And Ted, my sales guy, was like, yeah, they only do 0% on the lawnmowers, Brian. He goes, they don't do 0% on the plows. And I said, well, why is that? And he said, snow is big boy club. He goes, you can go broke doing snow and you can get rich doing snow. He goes, but they don't finance plows because they're not waiting to find out which is which for you. And I said, oh, well, alrighty then. And so, because it was like an 8.9% interest rate or whatever it was back in the day, I ended up just paying cash for the plow for, $7,500 out the door for a Boss 9.2 DXT in that red steel. So really quick to full circle that thought, if you've never plowed snow, if you've never been in somebody else's plow truck, if you've never scraped a driveway or a parking lot for the first time, it's a lot of learning. It's intimidating. It's, you're driving a $40,000-$50,000 truck with a 10 grand plow, maybe an 8 to 10 grand salt spreader potentially, right? And you have this abrasive metal scraping bar on asphalt or concrete or aggregate, right? Like it's a very, very intimidating thing, even way more intimidating than just plopping a zero turn on a field, pulling a yellow PTO switch and trying to make straight lines. Okay. At least that's how I felt. I was claustrophobic. It was crazy. I had mentally, in my mind, like plowed every parking lot that I had 5 or 6 times. I sat in the truck literally on site for like a half hour and just closed my eyes and visually imagined how I would plow each site. We still do that. We still do thought exercises like that all the time with our site. Where are we stacking? We've got maps and videos, and Rob and Mark, they go out with we got a Dropbox folder and we do all pre-site, post-site inspections. We've got, they've got access to those. All my guys got access to those. Any of my subcontractors that take on a site, I can send them a link to that folder for that site, and they can know where we plow snow, where there's a parking pylon, where there's a handicap spot, where there's a manhole divot. Okay. All that stuff is well documented now that we put those things together for our company, actually just starting last year for the visual inspections, which was a game changer. All of this took a lot of thought process, and I'm like, holy crap. Like, it's not just drop the plow and go make $50. Okay. Not for the real ones out there, not for those that are going to be snow and ice professionals. Okay. So where do you go to learn all this, right? There's a lot to learn equipment, a lot to learn with bidding, a lot to learn with sites, a lot to learn with billing. And where do you go for all this? Well, as you can imagine, we're teeing it up. You've got the How to Plow Snow training course that is at lawntrepreneur.academy.com. And in that, it's a module about equipment from trucks, snow blowers. We talk about single stages, 2 stages. We talk about straight blades, plows. We talk about salt spreaders. We talk about the right trucks to buy, the right packages on the trucks to buy. Okay. I mean, I've had guys that shoot me DMs and they're like, dude, check out my brand new truck. And I'm like, sweet, dude. And then like 4 months later, they're getting ready for snow and they're trying to hook up a plow to it. And they get really, really bad news because the alternator, the batteries, or the packages that they got don't allow them to add a snow plow. Or if they do, it's an additional $500, $1,000, $1,500 because they had to add something else on that they could have just had on the same truck, buying it new, adding a package for, a third or a fifth of the price, or not buying that truck entirely because it's not the right truck to plow snow with, i.e. 2x4s, i.e. low voltage amp, not low voltage amps, but amps that, what is it called? Yeah. The it's not pulling the right amps. It's not got enough, it doesn't have 2 batteries in the truck. It's got 1 battery. They don't have snow plow prep. They don't have backup cams. I mean, just all these things you could have toggled on. So a lot of you guys are buying new trucks out there, which is great. But if you don't have some of these packages on there, the alternator, that's what it is. If you don't have these packages on there, like, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot buying a $50,000 paperweight. Now, of course, you can use it for lawn and landscaping, but the idea is to use it year round. But some of you guys chuckle, but some of you guys aren't chuckling because you've been there and you're like, yep, nobody told me to get snowplow prep for a $135 package from Ford. And that would have made sure that if I had any warranty work that needed to be completed with a plow truck on the snow, that would have been voided if I didn't get the snowplow prep on there. So you got something happening with the truck and you don't have snowplow prep, part of that package, but you do have a plow or plow mount. Like, they're not idiots at the dealer, okay? Like, they're going to deny any of that warranty work. Well, you have a snowplow on there. It's not ready for that. You're like, what do you mean, dude? It's the same truck. If you add a $150 snowplow prep package, all of a sudden now they'll work on almost anything because you got the camper snowplow prep package. These are little details, but that's like one detail that could be worth $10,000 mistake if you guys had access to that info. And so it's not YouTube videos like, hey guys, Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Trust you're doing well. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to be No, it's, hey guys, get your pen and paper out, sit down. And I say this all the time. Get a box of Cheez-Its, get a Mountain Dew, hang out for 30, 45 minutes, watch some e-videos, watch some tutorial videos. It's alarming to me that most people don't spend more time in education in our industry. It's not just go watch a couple YouTube videos. Like, you get free content on YouTube. Imagine what kind of content you can get if you pay for it. Okay, and it's so weird because when I used to work at Circuit City like 20 years ago, I had a 4, 5, 6 hour shift. Every single day, I would take a mid-shift break, and they would sit us in the corporate office, not corporate office, but the back office, of the store. And we'd have to sit at, one of 4 or 5 different computers and watch 30 minutes of e-training literally every day. And every day that I was there for like the first 8 or so weeks, you had to do an extra 30 minutes to an hour of e-training. And it would be like these little 5-minute videos. You have to click next. And it's like these corporate people, in this like staged store talking about customer service, or what happens if somebody grabs a CD and they run out the door, like all these scenarios, all these examples. I remember this like it was yesterday. I would sit down in front of this computer all the time, and it was about how to ring up people, how to upsell offers, how to, they had the Circuit City like protection plan, how to sell that. It was a lot of e-training, and it was like, 20, 30 different modules that I probably had to go through for each topic, like customer service or sales. And then there was like one for installation, because I was working car audio and stereos back in the day. It was how to sell, Sirius, how to sell XM. Then it was like actual installer stuff, like how to wire radios, how to wire speakers, how to set up amplifiers. It was really, really cool stuff. And then somebody makes this available for you for, $99. And people are like, man, just give me the sauce. Just give me the info, or I'm just going to like get a truck, get a plow. You got 60 grand sitting in your driveway and no education to make it work. Like, to me, that's like really, really dangerous. That's like buying a firearm and never going to a class to learn how to operate it, or how to clean it, or how to break it down, or how to shoot with it. Please don't do that. Don't ever come back to me, Brian's Lawn Maintenance and Lawntrepreneur Academy. Don't ever come back to us and say, hey, they got us started in snow, but then we went broke. Because that's not how it works here with our content. Okay, that is not what we encourage you to do. We do not encourage you to go buy 80 grand worth of equipment and then just run out the door with no game plan. That is, I have never approached snow that way. In fact, if you know the whole story, how I got started plowing snow, I had about 3 or 4 steak dinners at Black Rock, little steak on a stone place. A lot of you guys know of it. You're coming up here at Lawntrepreneur Academy to, this fall. You guys know the steak on a stone place, Black Rock, is right there. In fact, kitty corner to the Hub Stadium that we're renting out Friday night because of Kohler. It's all right there. It's like full circle. I can tell you the 3 different tables I sat down with Mike Bedell, and we had $100, $150 dinners, which was a lot of money to me, back then, still is. And I had, notebooks full of questions. I had 26 questions once. I remember asking Bedell, and he's like, how many questions you got? I go, how many appetizers do you want? And we would joke the whole time, but all of that info, those couple different steak dinners, about a year later, my brain was so fresh with snow, all those little questions, and I put them all into the how to get started plowing snow training course. Okay, every question that I had come up, that I had found answers on my own on YouTube, and then not hundreds, but dozens of questions that I asked Bedell. I was like, Bedell, I think I'm about to do this. He's like, why is that? And I would have an answer, X, Y, Z. He goes, actually, that would work. Great job. And there's other times I'm like, well, what about this? And he goes, have you even considered X, Y, Z and what happens here? And I go, oh my God. 1, no. 2, I didn't even know that was a thing. But again, we talked about this actually together in the trades. If you're going to go through a minefield, do you want to be first or do you want to be last? Ideally, you'd want to be the last guy going through the minefield and hopefully following the steps of somebody who made it through. All right, you don't want to be first and walk 2 feet, put your foot on a claymore or a spider mine, and boom, there's nothing but an explosion there, and you're a wet spot. And that could be the first day you plow snow. You drop your plow, and boom, something got you, and you didn't even know what that was. Well, hey, we give away as much as we can for free at YouTube or on YouTube. But if you want the meat and potatoes, go get the How to Plow Snow training course. Even if you've been doing this for 3 or 4 years, I guarantee you'll pick up 1 or 2 nuggets in there, and that is worth $99. Okay. I've noticed folks are most able to or interested in spend money on education for snow versus lawn and landscape. But I'll tell you what, man, invest into yourself, invest into your business anywhere and any time you can. If you got questions with any of this, book a coaching call. Snow is not a place to be cheap. I'm just telling you right now, like, if you got questions, don't wing it. Don't wing it in snow. You can wing it in lawn care and still make a mower payment, make a truck payment. That's not that big of a deal. But when you're doing snow and it doesn't snow one time, can you still make 10, 20, 50, 100 grand? Can you still cover rent? Can you still cover your family's bills? Can you still cover your payroll? Right? There's certain ways to set up your contracts to make sure that you're able to still do both, even if it doesn't snow one flake. And that's what we want to do. I can give you the upside. I can also tell you how you can mitigate risk. Okay, how to hybrid your business, how to hybrid your pricing, how to hybrid your way that you're billing, and the type of contracts you set up. That's what we do. We could do a lot more to make a lot more in snow. But I also, in case if there's a winter, like this last winter, we had like 5 real plow runs. We still did double the work that we did last year with only 25 to 30% more clientele. Okay, so my point is, invest in yourself, keep learning, keep studying. We're trying to give you the resources. It is going to take, some time and energy and some money on your end to invest into yourself to learn snow, but that's for the real ones out there that are trying to put this together. Okay, so we got the residential contracts, we've got the commercial contracts, we got the how to get started plowing snow training course, we've got the snow and ice and management log, which is a log that you can use to fill out every time you visit a commercial site, weather conditions, site conditions, anything you notice, and just a log for time of the day, so you have proof that you were actually there. And those do come in handy, especially when you're working with accounts payable with companies 4 months later. 4 months later. Sometimes in March, April, May, June, fighting for invoices in the winter because sometimes it does go to a he said, she said. And sometimes AP is a little bit behind in paying snow invoices, or maybe you have a net 90 invoice. Okay. You need to make sure that you're logging everything. And some of you guys have taken that form and digitized it or made it your own with, Yardbook, Jobber, other CRMs. That's fine. It's $49. Download it, use it physically, print off 30 different forms, and put them in a contractor clipboard, put them in your truck, fill one out every time you visit a site. It takes 30 seconds. It's 100% imperative that you do. Or put it into a CRM and digitize it, make it your own, and, use what we have as a guiding example of what you want to build in your CRM for making your own little checklist every time you visit a site. Okay, whatever works. It's $49 one time. In the grand scheme of things, you're never going to miss that $50 10 years from now. Okay. So those are the different resources we have. The contracts, the how to plow snow, the snow and ice management log. And as you guys can imagine, by popular demand and popular request, we have 2 different bundles that are very, very popular as well. So if you listen all the way to the end, try to save you guys some money with this stuff. If you get the all-in snow bundle, under the snow resources, you get like 4 or 5 resources for about 25% off combined. So I think all in, it's like, as I'm readjusting my chair here, like $350 maybe. I think right now we sell it for like $279. Okay, like that's a steal. Okay, it's already saving you like $50 to $70 or whatever it is. Also, if you want the residential and commercial snow contracts, which most likely you do. Obviously, if you're going to do snow, you're probably going to have a little bit of both. If you are at the very top of the website under the bundle section, you'll see an all-in snow bundle, and then you also see the residential and commercial snow contracts bundle. I think each template is like $99 and $99. I think we sell the combo for like $179 or something like that. So it saves you 10 or 15% again, which is $20, $25, which is awesome. So if you're already going to buy both, hey, we'll save you $25, 10, 15% by buying the bundle. Okay. One other quick thing I'm going to mention, and this is a little bit of a tease, and this is a little bit of an upsell. This is a little bit of a sales promotion Brian right here. But I will say this, if you guys are looking for a salt course, Bedell and I are 100% making sure that it happens this fall and winter. We're real folks too, guys. I mean, we do all this stuff nights and weekends, as you guys might imagine. The last 2 winters, we've been busy. I was writing my book last winter. Bedell was remodeling his home 2 winters ago. It's been a busy, in the winter, we do all the other stuff, right? As you guys probably do as well. life stuff, family stuff, home stuff, fixing stuff, all that mess. So our paths just weren't able to connect to put a good 5-10 hours of meat and potato content together for you guys for snow. But we're both committed to doing that this winter. So here's what we're going to do. If you buy the not the salt course, but if you buy the all-in snow bundle course this year, we're going to add the salt bundle in there, the salt course, for free. So right now it's $279. Later, I think it's $279. Don't quote me, but if it's $279 or $297, whatever. But if you buy the all-in snow bundle, or if you already have it, because just to save like 100 emails there, if you already have it, we were going to grant you the salt training course once that's completed, which eventually, once it's done, it'll be its own, $99 course or whatever it is. And you can buy that a la carte. That's totally fine. But just to give you guys a little nudge to the all-in bundle, if you go for that, we are going to throw in the salt training course here this fall as soon as we have it. And we'll probably release videos as we have them. So it'll be a live course that you get access to. So sometime in October, November, once Bedell switches up his salt setup, Bedell's going to co-do this with me, if you can't imagine. So Mike Bedell's my subcontractor for all my salt work. People are like, well, you're going to talk about salt? Like, you don't even do salt. Well, we probably did $100,000, worth of salt. So no shade there, but I digress. I'm sure you did more than me. That's okay. But nonetheless, Bedell's done millions of dollars worth of work. So what we're going to do is do that course together. Obviously, he's the man with the credibility. So as we do the equipment filming, as we go through site one, load up, as we go through an actual salt application, and then we're going to do just a talking head, probably 25-minute video with Bedell, just FAQs and stuff that Bedell wants to make sure that you guys know about salt. We'll release those videos in subsequent order, in October, November, maybe the first salt run or something like that, November, December. So if you're looking for immediately, how do I make money with salt? I would book a coaching call with Mike Bedell. That's where I would lead you right now. There's a lot of great resources on YouTube, by the way, and a lot of great resources on Google, but I don't do salt, right? So I'm not going to lose credibility with you guys and say, here's what to charge. I mean, I know what to do for ice melt, but for bulk salt, I know our rates, but I'm not going to tell you guys what to charge initially or how to do salt without piggybacking with Mike Bedell. Okay, we apply salt. Obviously, we apply ice melt to most of our sites, and I could pretty much tell you guys what we would do and charge, but I'm going to piggyback with Bedell. We're going to put a 1-2 punch together with that, and that makes sure that you guys have all the X's and O's, all the credentialed, all the numbers to help you guys with salt as well. And I think that's the big missing ingredient out there that a lot of you guys are asking. You're like, hey, I got the snow courses the last couple of years. Can you guys do something for salt? Some of you guys are learning salt. Some of you guys want to check your numbers with salt. That's the idea. So Bedell and I are committed to making sure that comes together for you guys this fall. So if you get the all-in snow bundle, or if you had the whole ball of wax, you'll get the salt course as well. How cool is that? All right, so that's what I got for you guys with the short and sweet for snow. No hard pitch here. No, not here to convince or sell you guys on anything. If you need them, great. If you're like, bro, I'm in Florida. We don't see snow. I don't want to see snow. Bro, I'm with you, and I would much rather be in Florida. I will tell you that. And so I can't complain with going down to Tampa or Orlando. This January, February, March. That's an absolute beautiful area to visit, and to not have to deal with snow, I'm right there with you. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more later with different plows. We'll probably get some more guys on with some snow businesses that do a lot with snow here as we go into the next couple of months. We'll kind of be shifting gears here, talking about leaves and snow. So make sure you guys hit that follow button anytime we drop a new podcast. You'll get notified that we have a new show that just dropped, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for you guys. All right. So there you go. Short and sweet today. Appreciate you guys listening in. That's what I got for you. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. If you want to book a coaching call, you got some sites or you got some contracts that came in and you're trying to figure out how to navigate those, just let me know and we'll make sure that all that happens for you guys. All right. That's what I got for you guys on today's podcast episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch up with you guys here on the next one.
You know the name Equipment Defender. Now experience the safety and security for your lawn care setup with Equipment Defender trailer racks. These lockable trailer racks are designed to keep your equipment organized and secure without breaking the bank. Upgrade your setup and protect your investment with trailer racks that fit any style of trailer, both utility or enclosed. These E-coated racks are built tough to withstand the elements, all while working hard to keep your equipment safe and secure. Put an end to unnecessary equipment damage and theft today by investing in quality trailer racks that you can rely on. Use the promo code BRYANS10 to save 10% on all orders today at equipmentdefender.com. And a link is provided in the show description. Equipment Defender.
Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and one more thing. If you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you need our free email newsletter. It's delivered 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. Join our mailing list to stay connected to the world of lawn care and get exclusive access to the latest and greatest from Fullerton Unfiltered and Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Don't miss out on this opportunity to stay ahead of the curve and elevate your lawn care game. Sign up now with the link we've provided in the show description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.